Gamer Feed Radio.
What's going on, everybody out there in podcast land? This is Gamer Feed Radio, and yes, I actually unchecked the mute button this time. I am thrilled to be joined this evening by both of the Gamer Feed Radio super geniuses that help me run this thing. The incomparable Kyle Pope.
Hello.
Oh, welcome back, Kyle.
Second billing today.
I know. And, of course, Brad Wallace. What's up, Brad?
Hey. I am, sorry, hold on. I'm wrapping up this ridiculous group chat. And I was trying to do it pre-show, but now here we are. I'm done. It's wrapped up.
Yeah, that sounds like a personal problem.
It was bad, but I'm here now. I'm committed.
Okay, so as per usual, just fair warning to the universe. There's been all kinds of snow and fun, and we cannot be held responsible for any random audio glitches that may periodically occur during this semi-live podcast. Mostly, I'm basically just making an excuse for not wanting to edit it, so I hope everyone's cool with that.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine.
Because it may happen. It may happen.
It'll be perfection.
So, we hope everybody enjoyed the 2015 news blowout from last week. Thanks for everybody who checked us out. By the way, you can listen to us with station identification. You can check us out on iHeartRadio, which is where most people listen to us nowadays. Podcasts are up on iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and basically any app that does podcasting. Overcast is an awesome app, by the way. And no, I'm not. I wish I was getting paid to endorse them, but it's actually cool because they let you skip the gaps in between like segments and stuff. So it's really kind of cool. So check it out if you're into that aggregating thing. GamerFeed Radio at GamerFeed Radio on Twitter, and of course the Facebooks, and GamerFeedRadio.com for those who want to see everything. We're also on YouTube. Everything on our website links to YouTube and vice versa. So, giddy up. Okay, so last week we talked about all the news that ended 2015, and this time, everybody's given their opinion about what they thought about, gaming in 2015, and we've taken notes, and it's time for the Grampies.
Yeah, we took notes, sure.
Yeah, right. So, for those who are totally confused, and Brad and I tried really hard to maybe kind of make this clear last time, the Grampies is the name for our award show, right? We have an old Atari joystick that we call the Grampie.
Our mascot.
Yeah, it's kind of like our mascot, which I think has all kinds of really weird Freudian things we should probably look at. But at the end of the day...
we all worship the stick. I'm sorry. Like 2 minutes
The stick of truth. The stick of truth.
That was Kyle's pick last year, I believe.
I know.
Game of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have any cool trophies or anything like that, but that's a Grampie. So it's our turn to tell you what we think. Now, here's the rules.
Uh-oh.
We're going to go through the different topics. Each of us will put out a game that goes for the particular segment, and at the end, we will all choose. We have we're down one man this year compared to last year, but we'll basically just listen to everybody's suggestions, and then we'll vote. And whoever gets the most vote is the winner, and I have a super cheesy fanfare sound effect to help. Questions, jokes, concerns?
No, I'm good. I had to rack the brain there, but I'm good.
I'm really disappointed you didn't have a stick reference there. But anyway.
I had to rack my stick. Okay.
Don't. Delete. I'm not editing. There's no editing. Don't make me mark this podcast explicit. Okay. Okay, so the first topic up for the Grampies is the best new game franchise, new game defined as like new IP, that came out in 2015, and we will start with Kyle. Kyle.
All right. Mine's really weird.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I picked up this game about 2 weeks ago. I got 2DS, so I finally have new things I can talk about on the show besides all my ancient like bullcrap about Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And with my 2DS came installed Yokai Watch.
Yeah.
And I could not put it down. Despite the fact that I cannot put it down, I have no idea if I like it or not.
Nice.
No clue. Like, it's weird. It's definitely charming. It's very charming. And I think that's why I've stuck with it for so long. But now I'm kind of stuck on this boss, and I'm finally like, okay, I kind of don't want to do this anymore.
That's what
But
gets me about JRPGs is bosses usually. Like I'll be having fun and then it just stops.
well, I mean, besides the fact that yes, it is a blatant ripoff of Pokemon, it's still unique. Like, how do I even describe this? Like, instead of being, an immortal, doesn't eat, doesn't sleep child who enslaves monsters and balls, you're a kid who just kind of stumbles across these ghosts called yokai, and they give you like this mechanism, a watch, and you summon them. So they're not your slaves, which that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They actually gave the
That's the
protagonist-
weirdest part about Pokemon, which nobody gets over, is like this whole animal cruelty slave dog fighting thing going on. It's like,
But
okay.
It's stupid because this is fiction.
Yeah.
Fiction doesn't need to be taken seriously.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just you don't really battle. It's it's management. It's battle management. So you got to keep track of all the things happening around you. The atmosphere reacts to the battles. The yokai attack on their own, but you can kind of like set up ways they do it, and then you can trigger their special attacks and stuff. And it's all just kind of like keeping track of everything and making sure your party doesn't die by giving them power-ups, potions, stuff like that. Yeah, and it confuses the living hell out of me. I don't understand this game. I don't. In case you couldn't tell by how I'm stumbling around this, but I have to give it props because despite the whole it's a Pokemon ripoff. It's super unique and weird, and it's charming, and I really couldn't think of anything else to give it to besides probably something you guys are going to bring up.
True that.
So I had to give a shout out to Yokai for just being this weird thing that came out of Nintendo's butt. So yeah,
Okay.
that's about it.
Excellent
Yokai.
choice. Excellent
Yokai,
choice.
best new gaming franchise. There you go.
Brad, what's your vote?
Nice. So mine's kind of it's a little bit of a cop-out, but I'm going to double down on it. I would say Bloodborne, even though it's kind of a spiritual sequel to the Dark Souls and Demon Souls
Yeah,
games.
but they're making a new Dark Souls.
Yeah, so right, that's my
So
point.
it's
So
kind
they
of
are
the
two
same
separate
thing.
series here. It's the same team, but Bloodborne is different enough that I would definitely say it stands on its own. And I really, really like it. Now that a lot of good stuff about the DLC, which I'm not going to get it, but it's getting a little DLC expansion that's just doing well critically. And I think there's already a rumored sequel in development, so we're actually going to see a Bloodborne 2. I just completely love everything FromSoft does, but Bloodborne is definitely my pick for favorite new franchise because it's similar enough to the Souls games that I already love and different enough to definitely feel new. So, and it's a whole new world and art style and everything, which is, fantastic. That's like some of the coolest stuff in video games is just walking around a world, not even playing the game itself. So yeah, that's my vote. I'm all in.
All right.
Word.
Excellent. So,
Nick?
so because I totally couldn't think of anything until it was said right before this when we talked, I'm going to go with Splatoon. It's a great.
What I was thinking about.
It's a great game. It's gotten a lot of acclaim. It's, Nintendo's version of a FPS, which is cool. And, even though it's got cutesy squids that shoot ink all over, which is just weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
A little weird. And, different ways that you can then you can shoot that ink, which is even more strange. Anyway, it's a great game, and I think of the ones we've mentioned, I would say probably has the most. I don't know. Brad, does it have the most positive critical acclaim, or would you say Bloodborne had higher? I don't know who had the higher ratings. You probably should have checked it.
I think Bloodborne's probably the higher Metacritic, but Splatoon probably got more props for being more unique because Bloodborne is very similar to the Souls games. That Splatoon is something really fresh from Nintendo. They've never tried a shooter really like this way. Not to mention this whole paint mechanic and this whole traveling, transforming mechanic. And I've played it, and it is fun. My only big issues with it are like the weird Nickelodeon-style art thing, which I'm not totally into. But
you were in the 90s
gameplay-wise,
when you were born.
Yeah, if I was literally like, if this game came out in 1998, I'd be all over it. But I'm not, 9 years old anymore. No.
I'm really hurt that you said that. Your inner child is dying. Okay, so we have 3 interesting choices.
It's depressing. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, well, that's classic. We come to expect it from you. What do we think? What's our choice? Is it Yokai Watch, Bloodborne, or Splatoon?
Ooh.
I'm gonna actually, even though I chose Yokai, I'm gonna give it to Splatoon because it just kind of like it put Nintendo kind of back on everyone's radar.
You know what? Yeah, I totally agree. Like, as much as I'm not high on that game, I didn't buy it or anything. I will say that was a surprise hit. Like, that game sold really, really well, even though it was on Wii U.
Yeah.
And it got a ton of Twitch stuff, like from E3 and the Nintendo this, that, the other tournament. Like, a lot of people care about that game even still. And it's had a long stream of constant free updates, which is really cool. That's exactly how people should treat their games. Like, I wish Battlefront would be doing that, but more on Battlefront later. Everything they seem to be doing is like knocking it out of the park. Like, this seems like a huge hit on a system that otherwise is not a huge hit, so it's kind of a big deal.
Well, I think it'll be good for future Nintendo's overall.
Yes. Future. Oh, I really hope there's going to be like a different style Splatoon on like an NX or something. Yeah, I could see them really making this a core franchise, which is awesome.
Sure.
I think that's a unanimous vote then, right?
It is, and so therefore, because I have to use this cheesy sound effect, the winner of Best New Game Franchise is... That was it, Splatoon. Yeah, good. I'm glad you could hear it. That makes me
I
feel
can barely hear it, but
that's
I heard
good.
it.
I'm glad. Okay, so you can love the choice or hate the choice. We don't care. Tell us about it when we post the show. Okay.
That's certainly true.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next one is Best Sequel.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
So I have to go to my list because I don't remember what I put. Okay. So this time we'll start with you, Brad. What is your pick for Best Sequel?
Okay. You guys are gonna kill me.
God.
We all saw this coming from a mile away. Honestly, though, from the bottom of my heart, is the more I think about this game, it's like the good parts of it are like the best in the series, but the low parts are like the weirdest and worst parts of the series. But I have to give it to Metal Gear Solid 5 because this was the last massive Kojima Metal Gear for sure. He's now moved on to Sony with his own studio, and they really went out with a bang. I feel like the story wasn't really great at all.
And he won't be great with Sony.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. Oh.
It's like, oh, geez. Okay,
I
whatever.
cannot even believe. Right. But the story's not so great. But as we all know, I'm not really a huge story person, anyways. But the gameplay in 5 is like literally the best gameplay ever. Like, I'm not even exaggerating it the slightest bit. Like, it's the best feeling game of all time. Like, it looks and feels literally flawless, perfect. It's amazing. So I would say by taking those kind of conventions of stealth games and bringing them out into this massive open world and all these missions and stuff, I really think that this is the best sequel as far as voting on what the previous games in the series, started with. So Metal Gear 5 all the way for me.
Okay, Kyle. Best sequel.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
This year wasn't a ton of sequels. I feel like weirdly this year had a lot of... there were obvious, the Call of Duty, the Assassin's Creed, but, a lot of original stuff came out this year, which is cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And stuff that none of us played, which is, I think, the real key here. I didn't really play any sequels a lot this year.
If I had to say something, I mean, this hardly counts. I did really enjoy the HD remake.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same game, but it looks a lot prettier.
It is technically a sequel still.
It's a sequel. It's a Final Fantasy.
They put HD on it. Dang it.
Yeah. But I was impressed with the way the surroundings look. It looks really, really beautiful, and it really it's kind of weird. It's one of those games that actually first opened my eyes at like what scenery can look like on consoles nowadays compared to my PlayStation 2. And even just remaking the scenery was enough to be like, this is gorgeous, and the music was amazing as always, as it is with Final Fantasy music. But the only thing I didn't like is like in the old version, the mouth movements were more realistic. So that's a little like criticism I have towards it. The mouth movements don't look as legitimate in the remake. But yeah, I mean that's just it's a easy, quick answer,
Well,
Words.
you may all be supremely disappointed that in my haste of deciding to choose, I chose. This hurts really bad to say it. Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
The reason I picked it is because as a former Metal Gear Solid fan, and I do emphasize former, I will not play that game.
Right, beat it out of you.
No, well,
Wait,
what? Look, I mean, at the end of the day, we've talked about it so much on this show, and I was like, I got to put it somewhere because I knew Brad was going to say it, and so there's politics there. But really, though, to everything that Brad said, I mean, the game is outstanding. It really does obviously stand on its own as a terrific title, to say nothing of the fact that it's a great sequel. So that was my vote.
Hey, well, do we maybe have a consensus? I'm just curious. It seems
I'll go with it. It was definitely an important game. So.
Yeah.
And
If only because it's Kojima's last one. This is the actual last
I'll
hurrah.
fight it. I didn't fight it.
True that.
So then, I am very pleased to click the button.
Oh my
the
God.
winner of Best Sequel is Metal Gear Solid 5. Woo!
I'm very happy that this happened, you guys. We don't even have to do the rest of the show. I'm logging out. Bye.
Christmas, it's my Christmas gift
Bye,
to
guys.
you. Full. Okay, next topic is for the Grampies is Best Shooter. And so with this one, we will begin with me. I picked. I have to say, because I haven't played this, but it's in my opinion. You just look at the sales of everything. I mean, I went with Black Ops 3. I mean, it's kind of like the de facto one. I have a ton of friends that play it. They really enjoy it. It's very fast paced. There are a million other games that could have fallen into this genre. Battlefront has some elements of it, and it could have gone down a million different paths. But as a standalone title, it's a good game. It's a great franchise. Millions and millions and millions of people play it, and it got pretty darn good reviews. So that was my pick.
Word.
Kyle, Best Shooter.
I think it's Splatoon.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Respectable. It's like a dark horse pick. It's a shooter, definitely, but like it's so different than every other shooter.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so cool.
And again, back to the weird uniqueness factor. I really feel like with Yokai and Splatoon, things are just weirdly being set up for Nintendo to get back to where they need to be, and releasing some pretty decent standalone IPs that are new and exciting.
Yeah. This is their first massively big IP, like new IP in like forever.
Yeah.
Like literally forever, like decades since they had something totally new be this popular.
Yeah. That was successful. That's the key.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't some niche little underground 10,000 people like it. It's like millions of people really like that game.
It's good. It is very good. Brad, your pick for best shooter.
My best shooter, it's a weird one because I'll go ahead and say it's Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront.
Okay.
As much as I'm not crazy about the DLC engine that the game seems to be built around, and that the whole thing seems like, a shell to sell you expansion packs, I have to say that the Battlefront 1 is the best looking game I've ever played, period. It used to be Metal Gear Solid 5, but Battlefront is so much better looking than Metal Gear Solid 5. It's unbelievable. If you see that game running, on a big screen, 60 frames per second, 1080p, like it is seriously insane. Like seriously insane. So not only is it just the best looking game ever, and that alone literally is worth the $60 in my opinion, just to run around some of those, classic original trilogy planets in such a good looking, way. I completely love that game. But mechanically, like it's literally probably the best first person shooter I've ever played. Like the shooting feels perfect. There's not a single moment where, I feel like it's kind of stuttery or laggy or, I'm aiming somewhere and it doesn't feel like I'm doing what I want. Like everything I want to do is what happens. And if it screws up, you can tell it's your own fault. It's not the game's fault. I think mechanically and visually a perfect game, and especially considering the shooter part of it, I have to give it my best shooter award.
Oh,
Okay.
So good.
So, there's three really excellent choices. Are we going to stand in our silos, or is somebody going to cave?
I'm going to do a little bit of campaigning here. We did just give Splatoon a Best New Game Franchise award, which leaves us with Battlefront and Call of Duty. And as big as Star Wars fans as we all are, I think maybe Battlefront is the winner here.
Well, I think to be fair to anybody who would listen to this and go, okay, so you gave a nomination to a game you never played, what BS is that? I own Battlefront, and I too enjoy it, so I am pleased to change my vote to Battlefront.
Kyle, you still have to play Battlefront. I have a second controller now. I got one for Christmas, and I literally haven't used it yet. Like, as far as split screen.
Thanks.
This is an open invitation, Kyle. You're coming over sometime.
Okay.
We've been trying to do this for, like, ever.
I know. So we're going drinking. But whatever.
This is true. This happens all the time.
But no, I mean, yeah, I'm all for Battlefront. That's fine.
Well, even if you weren't all right with it, it's still 2 against 1. So,
hey,
conform.
Conform. Stop it. The Grampie for best shooter goes to Star Wars Battlefront. Yay! Next one, best RPG. We will start with Brad.
Hey, this is a funny one because I guess I don't want to say Bloodborne because it is an action RPG, but I don't think I played another RPG this year. I did play the demo for Yokai Watch, and I did like it. I liked how weird it felt in what Kyle was describing as like the management style, where you're spinning this wheel to pick your party rather than actually picking moves and taking turns like every other RPG.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I played any other RPG, so...
Neither did I.
Yeah, boring as it is, I think me and Kyle are probably sticking with Bloodborne and Yokai, which is funny because they're also both new IPs. They're new franchises.
Okay.
It's good. New is a good thing.
New is a very good thing.
So, for me, I picked Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't play it, but I mean, it's a solid pick by every measure.
It's a solid pick because it is a great game. So, I guess for me, and I'm not gonna politic it. I'm not Brad, but I will just say that if you're looking for a really great immersive 100+ hours, RPG that is a pure RPG, JRPG. I mean, it's, active battle system, everything that you would expect from Monolith Soft, who does just terrific work. It's a great game. Good game for Nintendo. It's a great game for them. It's, critically acclaimed. It's done very well. So that was my pick. So we have Bloodborne, Yokai Watch, and Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Ooh.
So what's it going to be, boys? Somebody's got to change, and I don't know if it's going to be me this time.
You know what? I think, and this sounds like a little bit of a cop-out, but because we've praised a few games already, I'm gonna switch my vote to Xenoblade. And it's a Wii U game, and I love Wii U, so more Wii U credit.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because that puts us at, let's see, that's it. That's 2 Wii U games then, if it wins?
Yeah.
What? Well, wait. Yokai didn't win anything.
Well, I'm saying we already
Splatoon did,
discussed our nominees.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've never played a Xenoblade.
That was the best.
I'm sticking with mine because I've never played a Xenoblade game in my life.
So, in the interest of, we have 10,000 categories, and I want people to keep interested, the winner of the best RPG is Xenoblade Chronicles X. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay. The next one is I honestly don't have a pick for this, so
I don't think any of us do, but we can bring it up.
So
we're skipping it.
Okay, we'll skip it. But I'll tell you what, listener's choice, if you guys have any thoughts on fighting games, if you have a fighting game that released in 2015 that was worth its grain of salt,
Googling fighting games of 2015. Oh, there's one. There's a big one that none of us played, obviously.
What one was it?
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, what was it?
Mortal Kombat X.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't play it yet. I think I'm going to vote for that one just because I want to play it. So I'm going to bring that up. That's a game I want to play.
Get over
Actually,
here.
I did play it.
Oh, you have played it?
I did play it at my buddy's house, and it's more of the same.
It's Mortal Kombat.
This is one beaten horse, if there ever was one.
Yeah.
And not that, its legacy is it'll always be legendary, blah, blah, blah. Street Fighter is better. Just what it's Mortal Kombat. You get more of what you pay for.
Fools. Okay, well, we're not going to officially vote on that because we're all kind of
It's going to be a skip.
So we'll
That's an
skip
official skip.
I don't know if anybody had anything for the next one, but best racing game in 2015.
I have a sort of pick for this one.
Okay.
Hold on. This is one that has been on I won it when I was on sale on PSN list for a while, so I haven't actually played it, but I'm going to give it to Project Cars. This game just looks so good to me. Like, the graphics, everything about it just looks stellar. So, even though I haven't played it, I really like driving simulator games. Like, as much as I like, Mario Kart and stuff, obviously. Project Cars, I just like serious. Like, I used to love Forza on Xbox 360. Like, those games are so insanely addicting to me. Like, racing games are, a real dark horse pick for, like, my favorite genre of video game in general. But Project Cars is one that so good to buy. If it ever drops to like $20 again, I'm definitely going to jump on it.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Kyle?
I got nothing.
You have
Nice.
nothing. The only thing I was going to say, it's definitely a controversial pick. Another racing game that came out this year that really had the hype train was Drive Club.
Yeah. That came out 2014, I thought, didn't it?
No.
I don't know when that game came out.
I thought it was earlier this year, but anyway, it's out there.
It got an update. It got bikes update. I remember that much.
I don't even know.
Came out in 14.
Oh, darn it! Why
Yeah.
I looked at a page that was I was probably not reputable, but anyway, okay, so this is like epic fail in the middle of the show. Everybody's like, I don't know. I didn't. I mean, let's be real.
My
I
favorite
don't
racing
play
game was
racing.
Mario Kart
Does
8.
anybody? Well,
for the
yeah.
next categories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, does anybody play racing games anymore? Really?
Play Mario Kart all the time, yo.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
unless you did Sparrow Racing in Destiny. We won't talk about that. Okay, so then by default it goes to Project Cars, Brad.
Woo!
So the winner is
Take it.
Project Cars.
Hey!
Let's move on to some interesting things now. Best indie game.
I've got a great one.
Yeah, because
Oh,
there are
good.
many options here. We will start with Kyle. Kyle,
Rocket League, duh.
Nice. That's a good one.
that is a good one.
Respect.
So much fun.
Yeah, me and Kyle
Such
played that one
insanity.
a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it came out this year, but honorable mention to Undertale. So
Yeah, a lot of people are
Right.
talking about that game.
just because I heard that game's insane, I watched like the first 10 minutes of gameplay, and I think I had a nightmare the next night. And yeah, it looks amazing, and I gotta play it as soon as I get a new Steam account and all that nice stuff. But
Yeah.
also the fact that it's pixelated, and I'm a sucker for that old school.
The retro
Texture.
feels.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Word.
It's because I don't have money, I guess, and can't buy new things. But
This is why we can't have nice things.
that's why we get. I do have a 2DS now, though, so I do feel like I'm slowly edging to the modern era of gaming.
It counts enough that we'll allow
Yeah.
it.
She played a new game this year. I mean, that's just a miracle in itself, really.
No,
Nice.
that's legit. Bradley, your pick for best indie game.
Okay, so this is one I don't believe I've talked about on the show at all, but this came out of nowhere for me. It's a game called Her Story.
Yeah.
I usually hate these kind of douchey, pretentious indie games that are like, we're art and we're going to be really smart and artsy, and you guys don't even get us because we're so smart.
You
but,
need
like-
to do a whole show with that
Should do-
dialect.
This is my new artist show voice, and you guys can't even play Her Story because it's better than a game. It's an interactive experience. But
Oh my god, that's almost as good as I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Meathead Brad.
we
Baby
should have a
beefcake.
pretentious hipster game podcast sometime. That'd be hilarious.
God,
But,
we'll do it. We'll do a whole one, just hipster podcast. Be like, whoa, bro.
Real talk though, this game is like incredibly good. Like, so it's not even. It's one of those games where it is kind of hard to describe as a game, but the gist of it is, and I got it on PC, even though it's I think on smart tablets. It's a game where you're at a computer, and it's like in the 90s. It's like this old 90s looking Windows computer, and you're at this police station searching videos in their database of this woman. As she talks about, it's basically her husband was murdered and stabbed, and they're questioning her, obviously. So you're trying to piece together her story, and then there's these crazy twists because the whole game is literally you're just typing things in to this computer to search for videos. And as you watch a clip of the video, and they're all like 10 to 60 long, you'll hear a name come up. So you search that name, and then you'll hear car or something. Like I went to my car, so you look up all the videos about the car.
So
and
it's
you
like
watch
an intellectual thriller.
It's like a detective game, right? You actually
Yeah.
feel like you're solving a mystery. And then there's like a couple huge twists that like when they showed up, it was like a horror movie where like I got shivers and it was freaky. But God, that game is really, really good. Like completely blew me away. I bought it on Steam for $2.
I don't like stories. I'm Brad Wallace. I don't like stories.
I know. That's the craziest part is that it's like it should be something I hate.
It's the
Got a lot of buzz from,
inconsistency of your existence. We
I know,
can trade
it's
you in
true.
for a new model, right?
I think so. You can get me from games like $10. But but like it felt really, really different, and I was getting buzz from like Polygon. I think Polygon just named it their game of the year, which is pretty sweet. But God, I just love that game. If you guys have, I don't think the system requirements are real intense, but definitely check out Her Story if it's on sale again. I think even not on sale, it's only $5. So it's pretty much a steal no matter what you do. And it's about 2 hours long. It's a feature length. Really, it's like a movie ticket. and you can go back to it and keep exploring videos. Once you find out some of the big twists, it's still cool to go back and kind of rewatch it all and piece together stuff. Oh, it's so good.
Any jump scares?
I don't want to spoil it, but there's a couple little, I wouldn't call them jump scares, but it's like shocking reveals in the videos, which are really scary. And
I guess I just can't do jump scares anymore.
no, it's definitely not a horror game. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a horror game at all. Yeah, no, I don't like that kind of cheap stuff. Like, that's what I was afraid of. But no, there's not like a jumpy, like, whatever.
Right. No, just like, mind-numbing, crazy stuff.
I
love that type of being scared.
Yeah, so you're listening to this woman and her story starts to change a little here and there, and you go, oh, shoot, what's going on?
Shoot.
Oh, I'm getting chills just thinking about some of the stuff in that game now. So, yeah, that's definitely high up for me.
Okay,
cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And my pick, and this is super lame, but it was like a phase. It was almost like Sharknado. I picked anything Goat Simulator.
Nice. Technically not a 2015 game.
No, not necessarily. But there were so many flavors of it earlier this last year in 2015 that there was there was one release on this system, and then it was Cow Simulator, and it just spun off into all this crap. Basically, anything that slingshots anything is funny.
Yeah.
Particularly when it has, and I'm sure PETA is probably going to hate me for saying this, but particularly when it's farm animals. I don't know why that is. The cartoon caricatures of, and then a splat sounds kind of fun. But I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding. God, you haters out there. Anyway, I don't know. I went through and I was just looking and I was like, yeah, that was a thing. And so I kind of wanted to just bring it up. It was totally random. Okay, so the choices are Rocket League, Her Story, and anything simulating with a slingshot.
I'm thinking by Rocket League, man.
Okay.
This is a tough one. This year's stacked for it.
It was just so much fun. Like, I haven't played it since I got rid of my PlayStation, unfortunately, obviously.
Yeah.
But, damn you, money.
Fickle bitch. What?
Oh, geez, Brad. Anyway.
We're talking about money as a concept.
Correct.
Sure.
Therefore, it's okay. And there's weird little sound effects every once in a while, so people probably didn't even hear it.
Good.
It's cars and soccer. What's there not to like? That's awesome. That's just a clever, unique, and simple concept that was begged to be a hit.
So true. That game, the only thing I didn't like about that game is that it's exclusively, competitive online. There is that little single-player career mode, but that's like you play it twice and you go, okay, cute, and then you're done. Like,
cute.
Like, it is really, really fun, especially right when me and you would play. Like, if you have friends, it's like the best game ever. But I can't play against strangers, and my friends list on PS4 isn't quite bumping, really. So it's not like I had a ton of actual friends I could play with.
I enjoyed online. I really did.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So, I do like the game a lot.
So.
Okay, well, I'll make it easy for you, Brad, so that you can retain your actually really good pick, and I'll side with Kyle and go with Rocket League, because I, too, played and enjoyed it greatly. So that means that the winner for Best Indie Game in 2015 is Rocket League. Yay!
So we'll give a shout-out to another game. Nice. I do want to give a shout-out to another game I haven't played yet, but is getting a lot of really positive buzz, called Axiom Verge.
Yeah,
which is
like a Metroid ripoff.
Yeah, it is clearly a Metroid ripoff, but I love Metroid, so I think I would really like this one.
That's how you make good games these days.
It is. That's the
take the franchises that Nintendo neglects and make them new.
Yeah. Like that fast racing Need.
Huh?
What? Did we lose him? Did we lose him?
We lost Brad!
Oh my God, we lost Brad! Oh, there he is!
Oh my God, there I am! Oh my God, I was like, wait.
You went into a black hole all of a sudden, and I was like, oh, too many stick jokes. Anyway.
It was the Axiom Verge. I got stuck in the Axiom.
You're so dumb.
You have to worship the stick god.
So dumb.
Kajuju.
Why?
Don't act like you don't worship no Kajuju. Boo boo. Juju.
Little Bon Qui. Anyway,
What is
I don't know. Did we lose Kyle then, or is he just being silent while we cackle?
Kyle.
Oh, okay. I was like, because we're cackling on, and I was like,
I
wait.
would die if Kyle left too. Oh, it's like it wasn't meant to be.
I would just keep talking without you. Okay, so we picked the winner. Yay! So this one, before we get to the game of the year chat for us, I wanted everybody to kind of have a chance to do like their individual top picks. So we'll go around the table and the interweb voice things, and we'll give you a chance to drop your personal biggies, and your 2015 game of the year does not have to come from that list. It could be a dark horse or something you're holding in your back pocket, but if it does, that's okay. All right. Individual top picks, Kyle.
Obviously, since I've talked about so much, like I said, I still have no damn idea if I like this or not. Yokai Watch.
Okay.
Definitely Rocket League. That was just hours and hours of fun. And I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Arkham Knight, just because it's the only like AAA game I beat this year. So, and it was fun. Like I have my criticisms. I didn't have to be in the Batmobile every damn minute, but still fun. And the parts that were cool were definitely cool. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Brad.
A couple ones that slipped through the cracks for me. I'm hearing a nasty echo. It got real bad there for a second.
Yeah, it was. It's the interwebs.
Yeah, goddamn interwebs. Anyways, Yoshi's Woolly World is one that I really, really liked, and I talked about it a little bit on the show a couple months ago. But wow, that just hit me like an old man. That game came out a couple months ago. It seems like I just bought it, and now I realize that was October, and it's so long ago. Anyways. That game's really fun, and it's not just like little baby easy game. It's like a real platformer. Like
lies,
the last, couple worlds.
lies.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. That was a real fun. I was going through like a weird point work-wise when that game came out, where I was doing tons of stuff and had like zero free time and zero friends. And I had Yoshi there.
Definitely emphasis on the zero friends piece, and the fact that you were snuggling up to your pink Yoshi amiibo that you got from your dealer.
I got a one. Yeah, I got a blue Yarn of Yoshi amiibo. You better.
Oh my god, it's your snuggle buddy.
Yep.
Anyways, that game's real good. And another Wii U game, because you know how much I love the Wii U. A lot of critics slept on this game, I feel like, and maybe for good reason, but Mario Party 10. I actually really like that game. Maybe I think it's because I haven't played a Mario Party game in 10 years that this one was so good to me. But I really, really liked it. I thought it was really fun.
That hurts my face, all of it.
I don't think if there's anything else.
I mean, can I just say one thing?
What?
Like, why do they have to keep recreating Yoshi's Island?
Yeah, they've remade that game like at least 5 times.
They can't make a Yoshi game without just being like, oh, okay, it's Yoshi. He travels and beats up Baby Bowser in like cute, cuddly worlds. And I'm like, and the soundtrack is like okay, but not nearly as good as Yoshi's Island because you can't get any better than Yoshi's Island. And yeah, we're just gonna keep remaking this thing until we beat it to the ground and kill off our best franchises. Sorry. Anyway, I just had to get that off my chest because that's kind of why I hate Nintendo right now, even though I kind of love them too. So, Hello?
Oh, we're listening to you intently.
I disconnected there for a good while.
Stop. Okay.
I'm not kidding. I actually did.
You're an idiot. So Mario Party 10.
Yoshi's new island.
Yeah, new island. Is that all, Brad? Just those two?
No, I mean, the other ones are the ones I already mentioned, like Battlefront, Bloodborne, Metal Gear.
Boo Boo He Boo. Okay. My top picks for the year, one we already talked about. Well, two we already talked about. One was Star Wars Battlefront. The other was Rocket League. Two random ones. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, or we didn't mention, Fallout 4. For obvious reasons. I mean, it's one of the most anticipated sequels of any gaming title ever in the history of mankind. I like that it's not reliable. You don't have to be online to play it, which anybody who went through the PSN outage a week or so ago feels our pain. But, you can play it offline, and you can run around and shoot aliens, and if you like to build things and have the sim thing, and apparently you can, sleep with characters and have babies and other stuff I just never did. Great game. Countless hours of fun. Yay. And one that I put in here is a Dark Horse top pick. And only reason I did it is because the way it was done got a lot of gaming press was Until Dawn, which was like that teeny bop horror rip-off game with choice engine stuff. And I put it in my top picks because I said this several episodes ago, I just love how clever that game really is. I mean, it's really one of those things you can only kind of do once, but it's designed to be done when you invite like 8 of your friends over and, hey, what do you want me to, what choice do you want to make now? And people can hang out for literally just a couple hours and play the game together and have a really good time and get the crap scared out of them every once in a while. So cool concept. I read a rumor they're going to actually do a sequel because the first one was so good, did so well. So those were my 4 top picks among the other ones that I mentioned. So
Okay, cool.
Word.
okay, so that category didn't really have a pick, but this one does.
Oh, shoot.
Dun,
This is it.
dun.
This is it, girls.
The 2015 Grampies Game of the Year nominations.
Oh, my gosh. This is going to be a tough one.
We are going to start with me, because I can make it real quick.
Nice.
Even though I said good things and bad things about it, I'm going to go with Fallout 4. And the reason I'm going for Fallout 4 is it's a great game. It's gorgeous. It's fun. It's forever. You can play it forever and ever. It's not online, which I love my online games, and I love all my friends I play online with, but, it's nice to have that classic kind of mano-y-mano. Man versus machine. And I really enjoy it in that way. It's a great time dump. I mean, my God, if you're just looking to lose an entire week of your life all at once, just plug in the controller, turn it on, and blink, and you've lost a week.
Yeah.
So but it's a good game. And interestingly, it did not get, the other consideration was, in a lot of the other award groups that were out there, it didn't win. And I was like, for as much as everybody raved about it, and it got great ratings and great scores, and everybody was like, oh my God, it's amazing, I'm playing it forever. Marr. Nobody gave it Game of the Year. I mean, I think Witcher 3 got Game of the Year from the Video Game Awards, didn't it?
I need to make my anti-Witcher 3 case here sooner, even though no one's really singing on that game on this podcast. But
yeah, no, I mean...
that is the most overrated game of all time.
Yeah.
Like, of all time.
Yeah, so, I mean, my pick was Fallout 4. Okay,
Nice.
Kyle.
You know what, man? Rocket League.
Nice. It's a cool one. It's a good pick. It's a totally solid pick.
Again, I put on nostalgia and all that stuff. It's been so long for me that I just played a game because it was just genuinely just fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun experience. It reminds me of, when you play like Mario Kart for the first time and GoldenEye and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was that kind of like purity for me. It wasn't anything really that special. It was just hours and hours of fun and sometimes anger at friends. I miss those kind of games. It's like the party games, man, like Mario Party, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, all those great fun multiplayer games, and that's what it reminded me of. And that's why I'm getting into Rocket League.
Nice.
Okay, and last and certainly always least, Brad.
Oh, we already know this answer.
No, I would tell you what it's not at first, because I genuinely don't know, and maybe by the end of this long-ass sentence I will, but I'm going to go ahead and knock out Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm not going to pick that as my Game of the Year.
Hold on a minute. That was a perfect moment of silence. Continue.
That That was dead air to the fullest.
It was
a
perfect.
dramatic moment.
It was perfect.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was
May
good,
it rest
actually.
in peace. Carry on.
Gosh, the two for me are Bloodborne and Her Story are like right there in my head. Like Bloodborne is like one of the best, classical kind of video games I've ever played as far as, action RPG. You get your stats and your armors and your weapons and your this, that's, the others. It's just like all around purely a good RPG. More than good. It's like literally one of the best games I've ever played. The art design in that game is better than anything else that came out this year by about 1,000,000 miles. But at the same time, Her Story was something so completely different that I feel like I've played Bloodborne, 4 times with all the Dark Souls games and Demon Souls, but Her Story, you know what? I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna be the douchey pretend. You guys don't even get this pick because it's so much further than you guys. You guys didn't even play Her Story, so you don't even get it. But that's gonna be
Kyle
my
will
pick.
bring the big stick of truth.
That's my pick. It was something gameplay wise that I'd literally never played before. It was something completely out of left field that really surprised me.
Okay, so we have 3 solid choices: Fallout 4, Rocket League, and Her Story. And everybody, I have a feeling deep down, is going to be married to their choice.
I know it's hard for me to vote for either of your guys's. One, because I especially didn't play Fallout 4 at all.
Which I'm surprised, because it's like one of the very rare times where you don't have to rely on DLC to get it done.
Yeah.
And of course, we all agree Rocket League was great. Now, if I can use logic that Brad postulated earlier, I would say, well, we already gave Rocket League an award for best indie, so I'm kind of like, if we're in the whole share the wealth mode, it should probably either be Fallout 4 or Her Story. However, Rocket League is so good. Rocket League is so good that I feel like that's not valid now. So we could come to a detente, and then we could let our listeners vote on Facebook. But
we can't do that. We have to hash it out. That's a cop out. That's lame.
I'm not. I mean, look. I didn't play Her Story, so I can't vote for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a weird way, I might switch my vote to Rocket League.
Yes.
I think I even though I burnt down on that game hard, like I played 20 hours of that game in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I think I might go re-download it here at some point.
You do this. You know this, right? This is your MO.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
You love it. You play that crap out of it, and then you're like, game sucks, man. I'm not playing it anymore.
I never thought Rocket League sucked. It was just that I got burnt out on the competitive nature of it.
I'm just reflecting what our longtime listeners know to be true, that you liar.
All right, Flake.
Word.
Okay, so in the spirit of goodwill and unity, I will also change my vote to Rocket League. God rest.
Wins.
Fallout 4.
Yes. Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah.
So with that, and my super lame, very quiet, longer than it should be drum roll sound effect. Oh, it gets louder. That's kind of cool. The winner of our game of the year is Rocket League. Yay!
Wow. That's a pretty killer. I like it. I'm proud of this one.
I am too, and it sucks because it's going to make me download. Or I already have it downloaded. That's going to make me play it again. I haven't played it forever.
I know.
Damn
here.
you all!
Yeah.
Rocket League, grr.
But it's worth it.
Hey, it's a good game. All right. Any other random things before I plug next week's show? I
would like to nominate another topic.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
Best character.
Oh, yeah, we did this.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Best character.
I'm trying to think. I didn't know.
This could be criterias. Like, my best character choice is for not because he was like the current one.
Okay. Well, what was your pick? And that may spawn ideas.
Cloud Strife.
Oh,
nice.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
because first of all, obviously the Final Fantasy VII remake, which everyone's like salivating over, obviously.
Uh-huh.
He made the Smash Bros, which was completely left field, and pleasantly surprised that such an iconic PlayStation game and its character would transfer its way over to Nintendo. And that also makes me excited that maybe Square is willing to Nintendo again.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it.
More personal level, and I'd be stoked for crossover titles between Square Enix and like Mario or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like Mario RPG. But maybe not a sequel to Mario RPG, although fingers crossed. But I just think Final Fantasy VII and Cloud Strife is like this giant glittery ray of hope for basically my favorite developer of all time. And that they're going to get their shit together, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Nice.
So, guys, this is my best character in 2015 because even though he's in actuality a whiny bitch, he's been killing it in 2015
Nice.
Sorry, you might need to peek at some of that stuff. I'm sorry.
No, there'll be no peek. There'll be no peeking. Because I said so. As long as there's no F-bombs dropped, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
So,
Say shit on YouTube.
yeah, Brad, do you have a feels for a character after that dissertation?
I really don't. Yeah,
I don't
no,
either. Isn't that sad? I don't either.
All my games were games where you make your own character. Like, I literally didn't... I could say Yoshi is my favorite character, but I won't say that.
No, that's perfectly.
I'll say Yarn Yoshi's my favorite.
Yeah, that's
because it's just an
my
adorable
God.
design. Come on,
Can we just? I mean, the spooning thing has got to stop.
It seems he disagrees.
Oh my God. Well, you know, so many comments, so little time. Okay, any other random categories? And I mean random.
I'm pretty well wrapped up.
Yeah, I just need to get Cloud out there. I'm sorry.
Nice.
It was, and we talked about Cloud on last week's show too. Okay, well, with that, next week, all you people, we are doing our predictions for 2016. It will be huge. The show will be huge.
So excited for this episode.
Yes.
The show will be huge. So make sure that you check in. It'll post. This show will post Monday, and the next one will post that next Monday, and so on and so on. So, in the meantime, that will do it for our show today. That means that you can check us out on all the things, and I said it at the top of the show. I'll do a brief recap. You can check us out on Twitter at GamerFeed Radio. You can like us on Facebook and comment on the show, which you should be doing anyway and checking out all our stuffs.
Yeah, people.
You should be listening on iHeartRadio because really pretty much like 95% of everyone who listens to us does it on iHeartRadio, and that's just because it's so easy. Love iTunes. If you like to download your podcast still, you can do so, and all the other podcast things that are out there. GamerFeedRadio.com and YouTube. We're out there. Subscribe. Check it out. That way you get notifications and can check in and stuff. And until next time, gamers, peace out.
Bye.